Blessings and shalom. Blessings and shalom. So good to be here tonight once again. Thank the Most High for another opportunity to celebrate Hag Sameach Sukkot. Guys, I'm super excited once again to be here live with you tonight. And this is, we say we celebrate Sukkot, right? Um, but do we? What are we really doing? One of the questions last night was, how do we celebrate Sukkot? What is it that we actually do? Which is a very important question. I'm going to hit a little bit on that again tonight. But guys, tonight for the first almost 15 minutes, 14 minutes, come on up, ask me a question, put a question in the chat if you are curious, if you are concerned, if you have any comments, questions, etc. You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm here, and you have an opportunity to chat, to discuss, to question. So blessings and welcome. We'll be starting in just a few minutes. If there aren't any questions, guys, I pray that tonight, if you enjoyed last night, man, I really did. I really did. But if you enjoyed last night, guys, we're going to go in a slightly different direction. This is coming out of left field. I think you guys are going to be ready for tonight. I don't think you will be. However, it will be a blessed time. And we haven't been gone too long, man. I mean, last night I think we were like an hour and 15, 20 minutes. Um, but yeah, man, we're here. We are asking the question, why Sukkot? And I want to put this in context tonight. Um, I see I want to jump right in right now, but I will wait. I will wait. Guys, do me a favor, thumb up the video and share the live, guys. Thumb up the video and share the live. All right. See, a lot of people can't handle Bible study, daily Bible study. Can't handle it. They're all talk. All talk. All talk. I'm tired. I got things to do. My favorite show come on tonight. All talk. Now you guys are probably wondering, man, you know, you're very harsh. I'm just truthful. I'm just telling the truth. Things that you're not used to. You're used to likes, emojis, things that make you feel good, warm and fuzzy on the inside. That's what you're used to. You've gotten yourself used to all of these wimpy, false, counterfeit reactions. So when someone real responds to you, it's like, oh my God, I'm in shock. How dare he say something that just completely goes against what I think? How dare he critique my behavior? Mm-hmm. Well, welcome. And if you want to grow, you know, a lot of people don't want to grow, but if you want to grow, here we are. Questions, guys. Questions, comments. Last night we had some awesome questions. Um, I always like to use this example, guys, and I'm very serious. Um, People have bachelors and masters and PhDs. They go to school for 2, 3, 4 years after a bachelor's degree to get these advanced degrees that put them in positions to uh, be leaders, etc. All these things. 2 to 4 years. Just, curious about based on that same amount of time in our study of the word, and many of us struggle to express what we believe and why we believe it. Something's wrong with that. I'm not pointing fingers. I'm just observing a phenomenon. I'm observing something that's happening in front of me. All right. Now, for those of you who get in your feelings because of what I'm saying, feel what you feel. Feel what you feel. Don't let your feelings dictate reality. Because the truth of the matter is that if you open your eyes, you would observe a very similar thing. Questions, comments. Why am I so blunt? Because I know what time it is. It's not Dame time. It's not Dame time. All right. It's not demon time either. No. Mm-mm. No questions. We got 8 more minutes. Um, to share your questions, guys. To type them in the chat. At least say welcome or shalom back. Say something. I mean, geez. Where's the hospitality? Where's the the Bible says that in the last days that the love of many will grow cold. I mean, I'm speaking to you, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat and blessings. I don't get no responses back. Where's the hospitality? Where's the where I mean it's just non-existent, right? Sometimes I wonder why do I do this study straight up. Don't trip now. I've been studying for a while. I'm gonna keep doing it. But sometimes I wonder why do I can I be real? See, y'all don't like it when pastors are real and tell you how they really feel. Can we do that? Is there room in the kingdom for pastors to really be honest about how they feel? Do you know there are pastors that stuff these kinds of feelings? In other words, they don't talk about this stuff because some of them feel that it will offend those that attend their congregation and they will stop giving them offering straight up. Um, I don't have that problem. I don't have that fear. Never did. And I'm not here for likes or, attaboys, none of that. Well, I am actually. To be honest, I am. But not from any one of you guys. I mean, my adoration comes from the Most High. So that's who I seek likes emojis from, so to speak. But many pastors commit suicide, get stressed out, all of this stuff because they can't share how they really feel. And, when you put in the amount of time and effort into the study of Yah's word, man, and there is a spirit of unappreciated. I mean, you guys know how that feels. On your job, you work 50, 40, 40, 50 years, and they give you for your retirement party, KFC lunch and a watch. Blessings. And they replace you with someone, a third of your salary, and they keep it moving. Pretty unappreciative. But thanks be to the Most High that our rewards are not here, but our rewards are in the heavens. And so, yeah, you're not going to get this type of, you know, coochie coochie, ga 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 ga. No, you're not going to get that type of talk here. You're going to get it raw, You're gonna get it uncut as much as the YouTube will allow. Now, I have been videos have been warned, but hey, I don't have to go to YouTube. Straight, I mean, honestly, how many years, man? I think I was preaching over 20 years without YouTube. So, hey, let YouTube do what it do, and I'm gonna do what the Most High wants me to do. Well, we are 4 minutes away. No questions, guys. Welcome to all of you. Blessings and shalom, guys. I appreciate those of you who really appreciate um, truth telling, you know, being completely, honest, um, and just speaking the truth in love, man. And just, you know, yeah, yeah, I appreciate you. All right. So, guys, no questions. No questions. Okay. Well, guys, we're in day 5 of Sukkot. And yes, it is day 5, even though it's part 4, because it is sunset and we're in the next day already, guys, according to scripture. Um, the new day doesn't begin at 12 midnight, it begins at sunset. Okay. And so we are already in the 5th day of Sukkot. We have a few more days left. Man, it's gone by so fast. Um, but we're going to get it in tonight. We're going to jump right in. Blessings and shalom. I know there's a delay. I realize there's a delay, guys. So don't think that I'm just looking for an immediate response. I realize there's a delay. Unfortunately, I wish there was. I think when I had, um, what was that other platform that we had? Um, Not Zoom, but we were on, man, out of sight, out of mind. Um, well, anyway, the other platform we were on, there was more of a immediate response. It was not a lot of lag time. Um, and so we're going to jump right in a little bit early, guys, and turn with me to the book of Leviticus, and we're going to look at verse 43. Guys, I pray that you are ready for tonight, guys. If you are not sitting with your family, guys, I encourage you. I mean, I shouldn't have to say this, but, if you have people in your, oh, yeah, StreamYard. Yeah, yeah. Thank you. Yeah. When we had StreamYard, it was a much more efficient interaction. Um, for some reason, there is a lag with Zoom and YouTube. So anyway, um, yeah, I shouldn't have to say this, but if you have uh, people in your house that you are still raising that are not grown, they should be in front. They should be together with you right now. Look, we didn't lost our mind as parents. We forgot what it's like. This online experience, many of us have forgotten what it's like to say, no, we're going to sit together. Okay. Or, yeah. And, that speaks to something that we're going to deal with tonight, actually. So guys, I pray that, you know, you have your notes. Listen, I want to do a test. I want to do a test. You guys see my notes, and these are, look, when you see my presentation, that's probably a tenth of my notes. Yeah, it's about a tenth. I'm curious if we were to share our notes, take a screenshot of our notes and post them, what would they look like? And more importantly, if your notes were the only thing that were to survive, if there was some sort of catastrophe, destruction, and your notes were the only thing that survived, what would people know about our faith? Boy, that's convicting. If there was a catastrophe, kind of, when I was teaching, I could spell words. Man. Yeah, if there was a catastrophe and your notes were the only thing that survived, what would people know about our faith? Just looking at your notes. I'm curious because notes are serious. Now, some of you may say, oh, I could just, go back and listen. That's true. Um, but you got to admit, that's a pretty good question to make you think about how you are taking notes. Okay. Catastrophe. Oh, I put an A where there should have been an O. Okay. Yeah, I'm just curious. Would people know about what we believe looking at your notes? Now, I know many of us doodle, we do all those things, but guys, I can understand on the sides, but they shouldn't be in the. Anyway, let's go. Sukkot. Why Sukkot? We're in part 4. So let's go to the script. And guys, I just want to look at verse 43. I think the word is full. Oh my, and so again, the word is so full of, you could take one verse and create an entire series out of this. And I just want to look at not even a whole verse, but a phrase in the verse. So we're at Leviticus 23, verse 43. That your generations may know. That's deep right there. If you pause just to think about that phrase, that your generations may know. That I made the children of Israel to dwell in booths when I brought them out of the land of Egypt. I am the Lord your God. And so tonight, guys, I want to talk about that your generations may know. Do the, the generations, do they know? Well, I want to talk about, and I asked my wife about this earlier, and you guys may think my subject is kind of weird up here that's on the board. Can we reach YNs? It's not funny. It's not. Um, I want you to put a one in the chat if you have no idea what a YN is. Put a one in the chat if you have no idea what a YN. Put a 2 in the chat if you do. Put a 1 in the chat if you have no clue about what a YN is. Put a 2 in the chat if you do. Can Sukkot, can the message of Sukkot, is it powerful enough to reach YNs? Scripture says that your generations may know. Can we reach them? I want to show you guys something real quick. You know me. Hold on. Hold on.
Still in school, might be facing, is this new generation actually cooked? Because what this kid just did will have you questioning everything. A teenager, still in school, might be facing over 10 years in prison. Why? Because he allegedly stabbed his teacher.
Okay. 10 years old. Hasn't been on the earth a decade, a full decade. Already has this spirit of violence.
Not once, twice.
Kingston, you say you want to come ride with us?
Yeah.
What you gonna do though, like, if you get caught?
I ain't snitch.
So he's already at 10. He's being discipled. He already understands snitch culture. He's being discipled.
I actually went to juvie because I stopped the teacher with scissors. I chased my teacher with scissors.
Yeah.
I chased her. No respect for authority. I'm trying to get you guys, and I know you know this. I know you know it, but I want to give you guys a closer picture to our job as not only parents, but disciple makers, believers in Yeshua. See, we play with this word, and this is the result. Let's go. Serious tonight.
I chased my teacher with scissors and I stabbed her, and they said, "Oh, you're going to juvie for 3 months." I'm about to go. I got court May 1st and May 21st.
Okay. He already has a schedule, a court schedule. 10. Already in the system. Smart, intelligent, articulate, wicked.
One, because the kid pressed charges on me because I slapped him, and then the second one is the teacher incident. Yeah, I did it again.
Now that's insane on its own.
Okay. Continuously wicked. Now, you're going to have parents, and these whack parents, let me say this, these whack parents are going to say, "Oh, he's not a bad kid. He just needs more activity. He's not a bad kid. He's just needs active. He needs to be more active. He's not a bad kid."
But hold up, you haven't even heard the craziest part yet. This kid, he says he was inspired. He has an idol. And when you find out who it is, you tell me, are you laughing or losing faith in humanity?
It's not cool to be bad.
It is cool. You know why?
It's cool to be bad. I'm going to get into this, y'all. Because we have within our homes, you may say, "Well, not my kid. This is not my," oh, yes, it is. I'm going to show you it's your kid. "Well, my kid ain't never did what he," okay. You keep playing boo-boo the fool and not know what time it is because this culture, okay, we're going to get into it.
Why?
Because I'm just looking. I'm just trying to be like my idol,
Who your idol?
King Von.
Bang, right there. Did you guys hear what he said? His idol is? Do you guys, have you ever even heard of King Von? Who is that? Exactly. You don't know what your kid is into. Straight up. You don't have a clue. You think your kid is the one that comes home that he presents to you. That's who you think they are. You got me twisted. Now, I'm not going to play any of King Von's lyrics. Not going to do none of that. You can, if you want to research that, you can do that on your own. But I want to say is this. Do you think this kid and hundreds of kids and thousands of kids like him can be reached with our message of not only Sukkot? I believe it can. I believe there's a huge parallel. But with the gospel, so that when that child closes his eyes, he doesn't bust hell wide open. They know vibes, but they don't know verses. You should put that in your house. Instead of saying, as for me and my house, no. Take that down and put, they know vibes, but they don't know verses. But he says, your generation, that your generations may know. What responsibility have parents neglected? I'm not just talking about you. See, you and your feelings. You think, oh, he's talking about me again. No, listen carefully. I said generations. What generation of parents have done, has created what we have today in our young people? This is not just your fault. Come on and go with me here. Look at how your kids listen, let me say this. I'm gonna bust you wide open with this. Yes, your kids may love you. They may respect you while you're in the house, but they think you're a hypocrite. See, they think I'm a hypocrite too, but they don't have any evidence. No, you don't. No. See, you say, I love the Lord, but they never see you in his word. You say, oh, I'm going here tonight. See, you thought we were going to talk about living up in a little tent with, no. We're going here tonight because our role and responsibility beyond Sukkot is to reach our children. See, they think we're hypocrites because they look at what we say and they judge by what we do, and they say they're just like this system who's hypocritical as well. They don't want to have nothing to do with what you believe. Oh, I'm in the house tonight. Oh, I know I am. You don't have to say, man. I don't need no emojis. I don't need no ones, twos. I'm on the ones and twos. Because our kids, they know vibes, not verses. Yeah. Y'all ready? Strap in. Put your chin strap on. What did Candace Owens say? She said, you know what? You may need a helmet tonight because life is about to get tough. Let's go back to the verse. Let's go back to the verse. He says that your generations may know. I want to look at this word in Hebrew, your generations. Daro tikem. This word, door, the beginning of the word, okay? Door, it means generations, cycles, revolutions, turning points. In Hebrew thought, a generation is not just 30 to 50 years, guys, or 100 years. No, no. In biblical thought, a generation is a moral cycle. Okay? If you look at Israel, you'll see this moral decline from one generation to the next. Okay? So when we talk about your generations, what we're talking about is there has been something happening, a cycle of failure in families that has a moral foundation. See, while we've been trying to give our kids financial blessings, they got a cell phone, they don't want for nothing, they got all this material stuff, we promote it, we don't make them earn anything. Everything is just given to them. And that's their foundation. Straight up. Are you contributing to that? Absolutely, you are. Either one or more parents, notice I said parents, because the grandmamas, the aunties, everybody's in on it. You teach your child one thing, somebody in your family comes back around the next day and undo 5 weeks of training. Somebody ought to say amen. 5 weeks of training just from one visit. Come on and go with me here. It's a moral cycle. Are we going somewhere tonight? You may not like it, but we're going. The bus driver, where's my bus driving hat? We're on the yellow bus tonight. Let's go. I want y'all to see this. Now, this is just my opinion. Take it or leave it. So we have these generations, and I started with the 70s because that was my generation. And I want you to think about the parents of each of those generations. In the 70s, our parents made us be respectful. Look at the years, it's approximately from 1965 to 1979. If you were born in this dope generation, the 70s era, from 65 to 79, put a 1 in the chat. We respected our elders. We respected faith and order for the most part. Now, again, this is just generalizing, but for the most part, families still went to church together. Moral teaching held weight. Okay? But in that generation, faith became cultural, but it didn't transform our parents' lives. It was just a cultural thing to do, a social thing to do. Are y'all with me? Put a 1 in the chat if you're in that generation, 65 to 79. Then we had the crack generation. Come on and go with me. Come on and go with me here. This generation, they don't know nothing. Come on and go with me here. They need help with everything. They're just, and listen, I can't fault the babies because their parents were out of their mind. And the reason why we had this crack generation is because in the 70s, nobody was being transformed. So when crack came along, it was just, hey, another social, cultural thing to do. Have fun and party. And so from the 70s generation to the crack generation, we begin to see this hypocrisy build up that was passed down since the 70s. Come on and go with me here. Parents went to church on Sunday, Monday through Saturday, raised hell. Come on and go with me here. There was no indication in your house except that big old Bible on the middle of the table. Even grandma was cussing out grandpa and then went to church and sang her song. Come on and go with me here. And he got on the dance floor and sweat for a little while and thought that that was transformative. Hypocrisy. Then we have the crack babies who had to survive this hypocrisy of their parents. Some clung to God, even though they were in poverty. Their family structure collapsed. But this generation saw fathers. It actually started in the 70s, but in the 80s, it was full blown. Fathers had been replaced by the government. Mass incarceration, fathers and mothers on drugs, street life became normalized. And trauma became something that we instead of looked for help with, trauma became something we hid and normalized. Oh, come on and go with me here. And so what this did with families was create broken trust. We glorify pain. We think if you're in pain, that shows what kind of person you are. You're a strong person if you can handle pain and trauma. And guess what? I don't have to talk about it. I can just drink my drink, smoke my smoke, and if I can still deal with life, that shows that I'm a strong person. We normalize trauma. And then watch this. Mistrust began to set in. Not only with families, but even in a broader scale, we begin to mistrust government systems. I mean, I grew up in South Central LA where, I don't know if you guys heard of, and I'm going to put his name in the chat. Not the rapper, but the real. You know who. Okay, I'm going to put his name in the chat here. Some of y'all may not even know, like, huh? There's another guy? Where the government was in bed with the hood, bringing crack right into the community. Oh, yeah. Now we move on to the 2000s babies, where the digital disconnect began to set in. The internet allowed children in that era to have all this freedom to information, but no foundation. The crack generation parents couldn't give them a foundation, and the 70s generation were hypocrites. Come on and go with me here. Freedom with no foundation. Their access to truth did not come from the church. No. The church was no longer, by the way, in the 2000s, that's when you had the prosperity movement in many churches, where you had these preachers who played on your ignorance from the 70s and the crack babies, and they took advantage of your ignorance of scripture because you was cracked out. Come on to go with me here. And could not critically think about what this fool was actually saying. He just made you feel high and feel good. Oh my God. Oh, we in the house tonight. So this 2000s generation, this digital divide gave them truth that didn't come from a reliable source, access to the internet. Well, what was the spiritual decline of that got handed off to Generation Z? Well, disinformation. They had access to all this information that they could not decipher what was true and what was false. So they said, forget about what's true. I'm going to make myself truth. Come on and go with me here. I'm gonna worship myself. Look at the music from that generation, the 2000s. One song just keep coming to my mind. Ain't nobody dope as me. Clean. Worshiping the self. Spiritual confused. This new generation were being born during this time. They were being born in a time where of confusion, of self-worship. And as much as the parents see, this is, my daughter was born in 2005. She was born in that time. Guys, the 2000s was, oh my goodness, it did a number on our beliefs, on truth. And this generation was being born in the midst of this era where people did what was right in their own eyes. And so our generation, when it says that your generations may know, what do they know? They know hypocrisy, broken trust, broken families, don't trust the system. Parents are a part of the system. We don't trust and we can't connect with them. Therefore, we can't connect with their God. And by the way, because we see them doing one thing and making us do something that they don't even do. I'm going to go with me here. And so their identity no longer came from the Most High, the scriptures, the parents, but it came from screens instead of scriptures. Oh, God. Come on and go with me here. Their identity came from fake instead of real. So now they're in this generation from 2015. That 10-year-old that I just showed you was born in that generation. So from 2015 to right now, we have a group of teenagers that says, my parents don't have power. The scriptures don't have power. My teachers don't have power. We get the power. Oh man, y'all got me preaching tonight. I'm supposed to be calm and cool and collect, but I can't, y'all. I can't be calm when I'm watching our babies destroy themselves and we sit back and do nothing We're lazy with our study. Oh, I'm going in on us tonight. We're lazy with our study of the scripture. We've been in the Bible for 10, 15, 20 years and no degree, no knowledge, no nothing. Sorry, but that's just the way we are. And if you don't like it, deuces. Sorry, I'm not going to sugarcoat it to make you feel good. After we're looking at all these generations, because our generations, they don't know. And so I'm looked at as the bad guy. So you already have somebody to hang up. Bye. Get on and deal with this by yourself. Yeah, I'm looked at as the bad guy because I'm holding up the mirror, oh, ho, 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 to our face. And if it's ugly, you can't put makeup on this. Mm-mm. Nope. This generation, y'all, they've inherited all of the hypocrisy. They've inherited all of the broken trust. They've inherited all of the pain. They've inherited not knowing how to shape an identity. And like I said earlier, it's all about vibes. How I feel determines my reality. And so trauma is celebrated as their identity. They brag now about, oh my God, about wickedness. They have absolutely no concept of respect for authority. Truth is relative. It's my truth. I determine what's true and what's not. Let's get on, God. I can stay here, but I'm going to show you how Sukkot addresses this. Let's go. Oh, I know that was a tough ride, but it's going to get tougher. Fully discipled by the algorithm. Yeah, the algorithm is their disciple maker now, not you. I know you wish that you had the influence on your children that you desire and wish, but you don't. We don't. The algorithm is their disciple maker. That's scary, y'all. Their teacher is no longer you. Because when they were young and shapeable, what did you really put in them? Was it fear of Yah or fear of you? Come on and go away. And no, they're not the same. Mm-mm. Fear of Yah says, my child watches me do what I do because I have a healthy respect for the word of Yah. The algorithm. Let's go. Let's go. The algorithm shapes their beliefs, their behaviors, their identity, their values, their manner of lifestyle, their values. Unfiltered control of algorithms can lead to spiritual and intellectual atrophy. You guys know what atrophy is, and it's not a trophy either. Okay? We're not talking about rewards. Sorry. Atrophy. You know what atrophy is, and atrophy looks like when you don't use a muscle. As a matter of fact, I had a double lung transplant in 2020, and my muscles throughout my entire body experienced atrophy. I had to learn how to walk again. But when we talk about the algorithm discipling our children and atrophy, it is a decline in the critical thinking muscle. This is why we shouldn't be surprised that when we ask our children questions, their response is, I don't know. Either they're suffering from this decline of critical thinking, or they have absolutely no respect for what you're talking about. Though, prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. I know you don't want to think. Listen, when you deal with your kids, listen, there's a different mindset that we're dealing with. See, you think that you need to deal with your kids based on how you were raised and how you were. You tripping. We're not dealing with that. Now, I did do a minor in psychology when I went to seminary, but when they told me I had to take statistics, that's a shame. I did, hey, but I did minor, and what I did was I found out all the classes that I needed to take. I took a lot of them until I got to statistics. I was trying to figure out, is there another class I could take? Anyway, so disciple by the algorithm, it's not something that I came up with. I wish I was smart enough and clever enough. See, this is what I got for you. I got sources. You know how we do here. I'll put it in the chat. You could read this on your own. Don't take my word. Read what the leading scientists and psychologists say. Now, we did the Bible and we don't look, miss me with all that. Because you come from a generation that I just finished listing. So don't try to put yourself as the authority now on information when you should have been the authority way back then. Come on and discipling those children. Come on and go with me now. Playing with me. You can't run that on me. Oh no, not this pastor. What did I do with my? Oh, okay. So that disciple by the algorithm. Okay, so let's look at it. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So this is from, just so you'll know that I'm not just making stuff up, University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, respected institution from their research department in psychology. Study shows habitual checking of social media may impact young adolescents, teenagers, and young adults' brain development. Now, look, check this out. We know that boys, let's just say boys, their brains do not develop until mid to late 20s, fully developed. That's a healthy with minimal trauma. We all experience trauma because we live in a sinful world. The study provides some of the first findings about social media's possible consequences on the development of adolescent brains. Now, this has huge effects on education, middle school, elementary, because we're giving kids phones. They can't even talk, but they got a phone. Go with me here. And this study is not outdated. 2 years ago, 2023. Okay. Overload. Let's get into it a little bit. There's a line here. Okay, here, yes, this one right here. Right here, guys. I want you to see this. The findings suggest that children who grew up checking social media more often are becoming hypersensitive to feedback from not only their peers, but I would even add everybody. And not just feedback, but positive feedback, said Eva Telzer, a professor in UNC's Chapel Hill Psychology and Neuroscience Department. Okay? They're becoming hypersensitive to hearing good feedback. So you can't correct your kids without messing up their entire day. Come on and go with me here. You can't say anything critical of your kids, or it's going to ruin their whole mental stability. Come on and go. You parents understand what I'm talking about. They have no self-control over their emotions. You say one thing and it's just the end of the world. Done. Hypersensitive to positive feedback. You can only say positive things and things that your children agree with in order for them to be compliant. Prove me wrong. Now, I gave you the link. You could read it and come to similar or different conclusions. But I'm trying to tell you that they're already seeing results in teenagers becoming hypersensitive to feedback, positive feedback. So you know they don't want to hear the word of Yah. Conviction, what? Uh-uh. And so now, oh man, I wish I had time to get into this, but we got to move. We got to move. We got to move, y'all. Okay? Am I making sense? The discipler. Here it is. Here it is. Algorithmic flattery. The algorithm is designed, this is for adults too. This issue is not just with our children, but with adults too. The algorithmic flattery. The algorithm is designed to maximize engagement by showing them content that, watch this, affirms their existing views and biases, not truth. This creates a personalized echo chamber. They're over and over every day, moment after moment. And we contribute to it. We let them close their doors. We don't engage with them. And they create this echo chamber that makes them feel affirmed and right over the foolishness that they believe. That's why you got a kid that's 10 years old talking about, I ain't no snitch. I can brag on Facebook, I'm sorry, on YouTube about my court cases at 10. It makes them feel affirmed and right rather than challenging them towards genuine growth. Genuine growth. It's algorithmic flattery. I wish I'll take notes on this. And then look, take notes and just watch your children. Test it. You don't have to believe me. The disciple maker, watch this. The algorithm is a disciple maker, shaping beliefs and identity. They're already broken. They come from they're broken emotionally, they're broken mentally, they're broken spiritually. They come from families that are broken. So they need something outside of their family to give them beliefs and identity. That's why they don't believe your God, your scriptures. They don't want to have nothing to do with it because they don't trust you. They only trust you if you're cashing out. By constantly delivering content, talk about the algorithm, by constantly delivering content that reflects their preferences, that should be there. It could be yours too. Their preferences, the algorithm subtly directs your decisions and decision making, beliefs, and even your mood. The disciple, which is the algorithm, is modeled to depend on the platform. Sorry. The disciple, which is our children, these YNs. Oh, I'm going to get to something too, because you may say, well, my child is not a YN. I got a category for them too. But I'm going to tell you, most of them fall between their two main ones. I'll get to it. The disciple, which is our children, is molded to depend on that platform for confirmation and meaning in their life. So parents, we're no longer their disciple. Sometimes, guys, even their friends are not their disciples, disciple makers. It's their algorithm. Manipulation versus mentorship. Unlike wise mentors providing guidance that may sometimes be uncomfortable, the algorithm's goal is to keep you hooked. It's like pastors today. They're not going to say nothing like that. You ain't going to hear pastors talking like this, because their design is to keep you coming back and paying your money, so they don't say anything that makes you uncomfortable. It provides comfort, affirmation over truth, which can lead to spiritual death and intellectual complacency. That's why our kids cannot explain themselves. That's why they can't articulate feelings. This is why they can't articulate anything that's happening in the world. This is why their sentences are short. This is why they're succinct. This is why they have no erudition on anything. Because they're in a culture of scrolling. They have access to everything, and they become masters of nothing. Gen Z, in my opinion, is influenced by these three categories. Your child falls into one of these three categories, guys, straight up. One of these three. If they're not an LGBTQ plus, and they're not sold out for Yah, come on, you can't straddle the fence. Well, they could be in between. Stop it. See, this is the thinking that got us here. Stop tripping. If they're not in LGBTQ plus, and they're not sold out for Yah, they're a YN. There's different forms of YNs, guys. Did you hear that boy? He said, my idol is not the LGBTQ plus, and he's not sold out for Yah. At 10 years old, his idol is someone he doesn't know, someone he can't talk to, someone he can't get advice from. And the algorithm for him is stuck on King Von. What's your child's algorithm? Do you even know? Oh, well, they just say, as long as they ain't killing nobody, and not yet. Well, and these sick parents talking about, well, hey, if they're going to smoke weed, they might as well do it in my house. You silly. Oh, my God. Look, hey, no drinking, no smoking, none of that, period. Make a choice. Make a choice. But see, we afraid, it's going to drive them away. Damn it. I mean, excuse me. They're already away from you. You're not even discipling it. What are you living? You're living in the pipe dream yourself. Tripping. See, these adults make me sick to my stomach, y'all. That's why I preach like I do. I'm serious. Oh, let's keep going. I'd say, dang, I shouldn't. I bet some people are thinking, dang, I shouldn't have tuned in tonight. Fully discipled by the our children who were born between 2000 and on, they are fully discipled by the algorithm. Fully, completely. Our influence, very minimal. If we could not provide shelter and food and money, they'd be out. Straight up. So reason to be here. Oh, you want to, do I need to go back over everything again? If you cannot provide food, shelter, and money, they don't need you. Love? What? What is that? Can somebody tell me when was the last time that love bought your clothes? Hmm? Y'all know the rest. Identity formation. They're forming an identity outside of everything that you believe. Their self, the self, is fragmented. Hear me, guys. It's fragmented. It's shaped by online personas. They get validation for who their self is by likes and followers and emojis. Emotion driven reality. Their feelings equal to truth. They live by emotional vibes. He ain't giving me a good vibe. I'm not feeling that. Even though they're speaking the truth, even though they're saying something positive, you can't get your child to buy into nothing that's good, positive, biblical. Because it don't give good vibes. Don't feel good. And they're not living an objective reality. And guess what many parents do? You are helping them to stay in this emotionally driven false reality. Information overload. They know of everything, but they don't understand nothing deeply. And as I mentioned before, it's scroll culture. Information overload. The wrong information. They can't even tell. Listen, they have to go to the internet for everything. The algorithm has them so dependent, they can't even think for themselves. Everything they get, all the information they get, is from the algorithm. In this echo chamber that is tailored and designed to keep them trapped. Woo-hoo! I'm in the house tonight. Man, I got so much more. And so because of this, they distrust authority. Oh, they hate people like me. They can't get along with people like me. It's hard to vibe with people like me because I represent something that goes against the algorithm. And they were raised in hypocrisy, scandals, broken systems. And so they reject all of the institutions, all of the belief systems that come from what we have to offer. And so they look for people like King Von, who's authentic. I mean, at least he's keeping it real. At least he's being honest with what he believes and what he does. That's look, listen, actually, that makes sense to them. This fixation that they have on their algorithm, guys, is their God. Oh, I went there. It's their God. Think about it. They give more time. Look at their screen time. Look at their screen time. All you got to do is go to settings. Oh, you don't want that, do you? You know how to do it. Go to settings. And screen time. Just go to it. Go to daily average. Look at mine. Almost 24 hours. Now, some of you may say, well, see, you a hypocrite too. You don't know what I'm doing on my phone here. You don't know what I'm doing. Huh. Yeah. Yeah, you don't know what I'm doing, what my limit usage on certain apps are. You don't know what I'm doing. See, this is the problem with this adult generation, and I can feel the kids on this one. While you're sitting up trying to be my judge and not looking at your own actions, you're sitting up here trying to figure out, well, how is he a hypocrite? See, this is what our children see in you, and they despise it, they hate it, and they're never going to believe what you believe. Fixation for them, though, on their algorithm is godlike. This is their worship. This is their throne of devotion. Artificial intelligence is a form of worship. When you're getting your identity, when you're getting your emotional stability, when you're getting everything that the Most High promised that He would give you. He said, I will give you peace. They're getting peace from their algorithm. It calms them down. It's artificial, man. It's artificial. And technology offers for them a false promise of salvation. So our children and the generations, they won't know. They won't know. And as our text says, that our generations may know that I made the children of Israel to dwell in booths, to suffer. Our children won't know suffering. Because suffering means a hard life. Suffering means, oh, I'm not a good parent. No, suffering means that you are now in a position to have to trust in the Most High instead of yourself. That the generations may know that I made them to dwell in booths when I brought them out of the land of Egypt. I am the Lord your God. That they may know that I am the Lord your God. We should have some young people, and I want to say this. We'll go back to this slide for our young people that may be listening tonight. And you say, you know what, Pastor, you're speaking right to me. And the category that I fall into is number 3. I'm sold out for y'all, but I don't have anyone else to support me. My parents won't even support me. I feel like I'm being influenced to go into one of these 2 categories. And I need help with starting a ministry that can reach my generation, because the adults are not helping you. The pastors are not. The pastors can't even teach a lesson. And they've been in this thing for 20 years. Guys, your children are in one of these categories. No, not my child. Oh, yes, your child too. Which one? Which one are you helping them to be into? Which one are you allowing them to just stay in with no input? That our generations may know. If it depended on you, our generations know? That Sukkot is more than just living in tents, camping. Sukkot ought to tell you that the reason why we're in these temporary structures, the reason why we are living in tents, the reason why we have nothing permanent, we have nothing for ourselves, is because we chose to turn our backs on the true foundation, which is Torah, blessings, and shalom.